Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back and ready for another steel-toed boot to the anus in XCOM: The Long War. And I say that, of course, not because we've been getting our asses kicked. We've actually been pretty tactically sound lately. No, I actually bring up the boot because this volunteer grind we're stuck in the middle of is really starting to feel a lot like trying to run a marathon with a size 14 work boot jammed up our shit pipe sideways. Which is to say, you know, pretty damn uncomfortable. It's felt like an eternity since we've made any sort of significant progress. Mostly we've just been sitting around cooling our heels while we wait for some troopers to pile up psychic EXP so that we can cram them in the tube and try and get somebody mind control. A process that's been about as exciting as watching a foreign language documentary on the miracle of electroplating. And that dullness is then further compounded, of course, by the fact that we can't reliably generate any sort of missions for our psi-needy troopers. Lately, every time we've come up to this big blue ball to get an intercept, it's wound up going up in flames with the UFO like the goddamn Hindenburg, or our pilot's gotten himself slapped around like Ray Rice's fiancée in a hotel elevator. The only missions we've been able to guarantee are harvesting missions or abduction missions, and then we can only guarantee those if we just straight up deliberately allow them to land. And then further, the aliens aren't even launching those missions with any kind of frequency because we've got them so battered they're more gun-shy than Gabrielle Giffords. It's a snowball of just shit upon shit upon shit, which I guess would necessarily make it a turd ball instead of a snowball, but still, it's really piling on. And, you know, I'm going to apologize about that Gabrielle Giffords crack. That maybe went a little bit too far, but I just can't help myself, damn it. I'm passionate about our situation, and I have to say, it's really trying my patience, and my salt levels are more elevated than normal. And my salt levels start at a high point, so, you know, when I say they're more elevated than normal, that means I'm pretty damn salty. But I guess there's really nothing we can do about it, but just try and endure the situation as best we can and get ready to accept our boot to the asshole with as much good grace and humor as we can muster, so let's just get to work here. You gotta be kidding me with this Nigeria shit, by the way, aliens. Nigeria again? You guys gotta seek help. Your obsession with Nigeria has become, frankly, aliens, it's pretty damn unhealthy. This is not, you know, you're not fans of Nigeria. You're straight up stalkers at this point. And I honestly think if this behavior continues, we're gonna have to bring this up with the Galactic Council. We're gonna go to the Galactic Court and we're gonna file a restraining order that says you have to stay 500,000 kilometers from Nigeria at all times. And 500,000 kilometers, that's pretty big. I mean, that's pretty much going to put the entire Earth off limits, aliens. You really don't want that. So, you know, consider your behavior and you maybe ease off on the Nigeria. Couldn't you just be believers? I mean, Justin Bieber, he's down with that. You could stalk him all day. He doesn't even care. Anyway. Actually, probably the way that's going to work is the aliens will just be excited when Nigeria files the restraining order request, because then they get to be in courtroom with Nigeria, because they have the right to face their accusers. So, you know, it's just going to be an excuse for them to meet face-to-face with the Nigerian people. I have to assume that's what's going to happen. It's probably that's probably the aliens' endgame. Fantastic intercept, by the way. Thanks for, you know, leaving us without a firestorm over Africa for like the next month while you repair that. Nice work. At least he generated a mission for us. Of course, now that I look at this situation, not a terrible outlay of enemies, by the way. It's not horrifyingly bad. One thing I can't help but notice, though, I don't think Lindsay Lohan and Tara Reid are even available to go on this mission. I'm pretty sure they're not, in fact. So this mission is largely just going to be a complete fucking waste, because the units we need to get Psychic EXP for aren't even going to be available to pick up any of that Psychic EXP, so this is a delightful buttfuck here. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Tara Reid is tired, Lindsay Lohan is tired, and I'm pretty sure that John Ratleguizamo is tired as well. Yep, sure is. Wonderful. This is brilliant, guys. So the only time we can apparently get intercept missions where the aliens just don't explode like they're made of oily rags and gasoline is when the troopers that need the Psychic EXP aren't available to go on a mission. Brilliant. Alright then, let's just put together a team. My salt levels are already real high. I'm going into a large UFO mission here, and I'm already very salty. This doesn't bode well for the aliens. Somebody's got to lead this fucking debacle, though, and that's going to be Sean No Angel Penn, because when it comes to raiding large UFOs, Sean Penn is our go-to guy. Let's face it, he is the man with the plan. He is the master of disaster. the looter of landed UFOs. He is. He's unparalleled. He is the perfect man for this job. He's like George S. Patton of large UFOs. He really is. Let's kit him up with his standard gear: Archangel armor, plasma rifle, scope, laser sight, high capacity mags. Old Sean is then sorted. What do we want to back him up with? Let's go with standard pattern here. Jaden Pharaoh Smith, the living embodiment, of course, of the sun god Ra, is going to be pulling number 2 duties on this. I said number 2 and duty at the same time. No, I was, that wasn't a fecal reference for Jaden Smith. Actually, I've grown quite fond of Jaden Smith over the duration of his career. He's really sort of won me over. We had problems with him at first, of course, his inability to ghost, total lack of mastery of his own fear, but he's really come on lately, I have to say. He's growing on me, like a fungus or, some kind of mold, perhaps. Assault Trooper, Miley Yeah Cyrus, that's without question. Gonna be the Yeah. Ooh, Drake is available. Drake probably gonna see some action on this one as well. So let's grab ourselves a Yeah. Let's get Yeah kitted out, of course. She's gonna be wearing some Archangel armor for us. A little bit of reflex cannon for the Miley. Walker servos, breaching ammo, of course, in case of muton, bring breaching ammo, and we know there are mutons on this mission, so breaching ammo, an absolute must-have. Miley can hardly party in the USA without breaching ammo. I mean, she's a country girl. She likes to make sure she has her firearms and plenty of ammo ready for when she's going to party in the USA. It's just the way it goes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Second Amendment, hoo-yah. Let's get a medic. The Rat, of course, tired. We've got Chris the Surgeon Brown, Shia Actual Cannibal McBeef, reminding you, of course, that this is 2015, and 2015 is the year that you should buff the beef. At Wendy's, 2015, buff the beef. No buffing the beef this mission, though, because the beef is simply unavailable for buffing. What do we got for medics? Is it going to be Chris Brown? You got to be kidding me with the Chris Brown thing. And it's Chris Brown or Admiral Akbar, and when you come down to a choice between Chris Brown or Admiral Akbar, let's face it, that's no fucking choice at all. So Chris Brown's going to be getting in the game. Chrissy, let's give you some Titan armor, buddy. And your aim's pretty good. We're going to give you a regular big boy gun. You get an actual plasma rifle. Battle scanners and med kits, we've got you sorted then. What else have we got here? An engineer is pretty much a must. We also need a gunner. A good quality gunner would certainly not go awry. I'm thinking maybe a Taylor Moose Lautner or a Nikki Crater Minaj here. It's been a while since we've brought out the moose. Whipping out the moose? Why does that sound vaguely dirty? Ooh, I'm gonna whip out the moose, baby. Get ready. No. That's an off. Yeah, forget I said that. Let's just go with Nikki Crater Minaj so I'm not tempted to make any more moose/penis crossover jokes. That's unacceptable. He's hung like a moose. No, see, I went there again and I'm not even trying. Alright. Plasma Nova gun, Titan armor, scope, laser sight, high capacity mags. Nikki Crater Minaj is ready to deal with any moose that might pop up. Is the plural of moose? Pretty sure it is. It's not mooses, that's just ridiculous. Double check that. I wonder what the collective noun for a group of moose is. Like a herd of moose? Seems like they should have something special. I mean, it's like a sloth of bears or a murder of crows, choir of angels. Seems like moose should have, something special for them. Anyway, what are we missing? I'm distracting myself with collective nouns now. Infantry, scout, assault, medic, gunner. Probably wouldn't hurt to have ourselves a little bit of engineer on staff, I think. And I think we'll go with probably 2 mech troopers. Engineer. Kristen 1000-Yard Stewart is good, also psychically powerful. Problem with Kristen 1000-Yard Stewart, though, she's a little slow on the draw. We could theoretically take, perhaps, a Sung Drift-A-Lot Kang. But I think, this is a large UFO. Let's make sure we can go on the Master Sergeant. Kim Kardashian, of course, not psychically powerful, so we're going to favor Kristen Stewart over Kim K. Gotta say, Kim K, really, since the loss of Kanye West, she's been pretty much inconsolable. She hasn't been on missions a lot. I think she may be suffering some depression issues. We really should probably submit her over to Dr. V to see if she needs a little help. I think she's really struggling without Kanye in her life, and hey, that's completely reasonable. With you had Kanye West exposure on a daily basis, and then suddenly we're denied exposure to Kanye West. That's a fucking crippling blow. Frankly, I'm surprised she's capable of functioning at all. I would personally just shut down like a puppet with its strings cut if you took Kanye out of my life. Kristen Stewart's still ready to go, though. Battle scanner, alien grenade. You know what? Let's get rid of those battle scanners. We've got a couple on our medic. probably not going to need as many as we have, and I would prefer to have way more grenades at Kristen Stewart's disposal. So let's just extra grenade for safety, because you know there's nothing safer than carrying more explosives. Mech Troopers, something we're going to be interested in on this mission, and I'm thinking we're definitely going to take our premier killer, Aubrey Drake Graham. Started on the bottom, folks, and now he's here. Look at this. Fantastic kill to mission ratio. Drake, better than 4-to-1 right now. Better than 4-to-1. Our first legitimate guy to make it 4-to-1. And Drake, when I say he started on the bottom, I mean it. Like, the guy spent his first 15 missions coming back crippled every single time. They said he'd never walk again, but god damn it, you only live once, and Drake is seizing a fucking day. Double proximity mine launchers, an electropulse, and some tactical sensors. That's going to complete Drake's kit. And we are going to double up on the Mech Trooper. I think we're going to go with our Goliath. We had a nice little combination with the... we could, instead of going with Drake, we could go with Tiger Cougar Woods. That's a very interesting proposition. I mean, Drake is a premier killer for us, but the thing is, Drake could still get some nice work done for us in the lighter mech suit as well. You know what? I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's go a little bit crazy here. We won't go for the Goliath. We're gonna go for full-on offense on this one. We're gonna take the Cougar. That's right, we're rolling him out. Tiger Cougar Woods is ready to deploy. So he's getting a railgun, 2 proximity mine launchers, the electropulse, and then for the Cougar, we'll give him the tactical sensors just to try and up his defense as much as possible. And then we're going to make Drake our mobility guy. We're going to put him in our lighter mech suit where he can really get up and close and personal with the aliens and do some work for us. So Aubrey Drake Graham is going into mech too. It's been a while since he's had the little suit, but I'm sure he's still familiar enough with the controls to get some shit done for us. Do we want to go with the grenade launcher or the double flamethrower? That's the question. Actually, we should change that. Let's give Tiger Cougar Woods, he should have the grenade launcher, not the electropulse. If Drake's going to be doing our up-close and dirty work for us, and Drake is a dirty, dirty boy, trust me. But if he's going to be going in there doing the knife fighting, I say we make sure he's, you know, got a knife. So electropulse for Drake then, Illyrium turbos to make sure he gets in good and close, and then some nice weapon gyros to help him out with his aim. That's a solid team, folks. This is probably one of the strongest teams we've ever assembled, apart from our straight-up A-team, who are all just fantastic badasses. But for a B squad, these guys are pretty goddamn good. So let's get stuck in here and maybe help the Nigerian peoples in their unending struggle against alien invasion. I'm not sure what it is about Nigeria. Also, this is not fucking Nigeria, Bradford. This is like Algeria. Are you sure you're not legitimately confused with your Gerias? Have you not confused Nigeria and Algeria? I mean, you are really drunk at pretty much all times, Bradford, and the two have similar sounds on the ending.
Listen up. We're going to be dropping you deep in the Nigerian interior. For
Algerian, Bradford. Algerian interior.
Went down hard and stopped just inside the city limits.
Yeah.
Hopefully there weren't any civilians
City limits, huh, Bradford?
at the time.
Clearly, just inside the city limits, folks. In the middle of a complete deserted wasteland with not a human habitation in sight. Middle of the city limits. Bradford is drunker than usual today, which is an accomplishment because he's drunk pretty much 24/7. To say he's drunker than usual, he's real fucked up. Nice to see Tony Scott back behind the camera, though. Been a while since we've had some quality aircraft porn. And by that, I mean one mission ago. Alright, so this is a little different on our initial landing setup. We don't usually get this sort of assortment of debris. It's usually a little different. This is intriguing. Of course, we're now faced with the ever-present question of, do we go straight into the ship's rectum and begin probing there? Or do we go around to the side towards the ramp of safety? You know, I'm thinking we just go straight up the bunghole. Let's not screw around. Let's just take this one right up the ass.
Moving.
I mean, we were talking about getting kicked in the ass here. If we're gonna put boot to ass, let's make sure we're the ones starting shit this time. Did you get one up high? How is this shot blocked? Get a battle scanner. Yes, throw it on the roof. That's exactly what we're looking for. Put it up on the roof where it does literally no one any good. What the hell is that? You know what? Fuck it. Just throw it.
Scanners online.
I'm already real salty with you, Chris Brown. You're upsetting me, sir. And I don't You revealed nothing, Chris Brown. That did literally nothing. You threw it on the fucking roof, didn't you? You son of a bitch. Alright, Chris Brown. When we get back to headquarters, you're fucking fired. I've had an ass full of you. You did that specifically just to spite me, sir. And I know for a fact that you did that deliberately.
Heading to that location.
Jerk ass. You're risking other people's lives here, Chris Brown. I mean, if it were your own life you were risking, we could maybe tolerate such ridiculous fucking freshman, sophomoric shenanigans. How it can be both freshman and sophomoric at the same time, I'm not sure, but nevertheless, it absolutely is. And we're not going to tolerate that kind of bullshit. Not in my project, Chris Brown. You better be thinking that very seriously, sir, about how frequently you want to collaborate with Nicki Minaj, because if you keep up this behavior, this is going to be the last time you and Nicki work on a project together. Anyway, this area looks pretty safe, so we're going to take a little more aggressive advances here now that we've failed to scout out the area thanks to Chris Brown's monumental stupidity. On the plus side, though, we still have some reasonable positions for our troops to occupy. Do we have anybody who's psychically powered except for Jaden Smith? Is it just Jaden Smith and Kristen Stewart? I think it's just Jaden Smith and Kristen Stewart. Wow, we are a little underprepared in the psychic department here. Fortunately, we have an abundance of
Understood. Moving
an
on.
abundance of Mac Trooper, but still, this could be a little tricky for us. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna move you forward a little further. This is risky, I know, but I still feel it's worth the effort. Jaden, why don't you overwatch and keep an eye on our back? At least we know the roof's clear, right, guys? Totally safe up on the fucking roof. Nothing up there that could go wrong. Also, I hear chrysalids. Yep. I mean, we know those chrysalids aren't on the roof, because thanks to Chris Brown's fine fucking throw there with the roof totally fucking safe. Nobody coming from up there. I hate you, Chris Brown. Alright, let's get some units in position here. Sean Penn does not have some fantastic shot opportunities.
I'm on it.
I'd like to take a look at this hole in the wall just to make sure sort of our left flank area is safe, but I really don't want to do that with Sean Penn right now. Let's sort of secure this perimeter before we get too crazy with the explorations. Man, the game really likes that rooftop for some reason. They really want us to be up there. Maybe there's a party up on the rooftop, sort of the room style. The fellas up there are tossing a football around and everybody's saying, "Oh, hi!"
Covering now.
You know, as people are frequently wont to do.
Running.
If you know someone named Tony, I think you're contractually obligated at this point to say, "Oh, hi, Tony." It's just pervasive in the culture now. You're contractually obligated to do that. And also, if your name is Tony, I'm sincerely sorry about what that movie did to you. I feel you're due reparations, you know, from that film because of what it's done to your good name as a Tony. Seems legit. You should file a complaint. I mean, if Nigeria can get a restraining order against an alien race, seems like you should be entitled to at least a little bit of, you know, cash for the pain and suffering that the room has caused you.
Enemy troops.
That's interesting position for some sectoids to occupy. Also, we can't even see those guys. Oh god. Sean Penn is gonna go up in a gigantic hail of fucking furious alien plasma when that fusion coil explodes. Call me crazy, but I have an absolute fucking certainty that he's gonna be there when that coil explodes. This also means we're probably not going to get that meld canister because there's a better than average chance that outside would be more enemy units. Yeah, so we don't want to open this door while we've sort of got sectoids and mechtoids creeping up on our 6. We can always come back and visit those guys in a minute, but I'd rather deal with one threat at a time. We have nobody on Overwatch here? Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, Sean Penn is in actually a seriously fucking terrible spot. Alright, so if you shoot at Sean Penn and miss, he is boned with every penis that was ever created in the history of the universe. I mean, I'm not just talking human penises, I'm talking about, like, animal penises. Oh, thank God he mind frayed. That was extraordinarily lucky, actually. That mind fray was a godsend. Whew. Alright, so that's a load off. Sean Penn, buddy, get your ass the shit out of there. Please, please don't stand next to exploding gubbins ever again. That was, I mean, arguably my fault, but still, it's a terrible idea for you to do that. We may revisit Sean Penn in a moment. Sean Penn does not have quality shots. We don't exactly have an abundance of quality shots with Miley Yeah Cyrus either, but we're going to have Miley move first because she does have lightning reflexes. I have a feeling we may get somebody taking some cracks at us as we dash past this door. Alternatively, we could possibly also pop another pod. A little bit lucky there and did not, so that's good. Miley, and that gentleman. Thank you. Miley sent him fucking flying ass over tea kettle. Did you see that? That guy did like a triple somersault. If he was in the Olympics, that's like a 9.0 degree of difficulty dive right there. He didn't really stick the landing, but shouldn't that also have killed his little friend? Maybe we didn't get enough overflow damage for the overflow kill. Sean Penn has a chance to contribute there.
Heading to that location.
We actually want to get Jaden Smith up here. Not to take a shot, but to go on Overwatch.
Got it covered.
I'm very worried about that mechtoid creeping up our butthole. And that seems like a strange thing to say, because they're pretty large, and also if a mechtoid crept up your butthole, it seems like that would be a significant anal violation that you would require medical attention for.
I'm watching.
I still don't want him doing it. I mean, butthole creeping is really never cool unless, you know, both parties have agreed that butthole creeping is on a table. If both parties are into it, then, you know, creep away, but, an unsanctioned butthole creeping, that's it's unacceptable. Be it alien or human, that's not really cool, bro. You can't really be doing unsanctioned butthole. What the fuck am I talking about? There's just words coming out of my mouth now, and I'm talking about sanctioned butthole creeping as though that's something that could possibly occur. I am a ridiculous idiot. It's getting late. I'm a little punchy. I'm also a little salty about being forced to do this large UFO mission here.
Heading to that location.
With not necessarily the team I would prefer to have doing a large UFO mission at this time.
Affirmative. Covering now.
I would be, I think, a lot less salty and possibly a lot less ridiculous if we just had, say, I don't know, Lindsay Lohan or Tara Reid on this mission. You know what? I was going to suppress, but that seems like a genuinely horrible idea. Let's just put Sean Penn on Overwatch. Curious to see what this alien even tries. Okay, so he was gonna shoot at Sean Penn, who then took a shot at him and missed. Or is he suppressing?
Target.
He's suppressing, I guess? He's mind fraying. It's lovely when our mission commander panics. I do so love it when he freaks the shit out at the first sign of a sectoid, I might add. Was that a panic, or was that a... That might have been a straight-up psi panic, not a mind fray. If you panicked to a panic, I'm a little less salty. You panicked to a mind fray, though. That was a mind fray. God damn, Sean Penn. You're supposed to be a military Superman, sir. A military Superman. Would a military Superman behave in that kind of disgraceful fashion? You're a disgrace to the uniform, Sean Penn. You really are. I'm curious where the hell that mechtoid went now. And by curious, I mean terrified that he might be sort of sneaking up around us from behind, because he could totally be trying to do an end around. And if he charges around this corner, we're not necessarily in a good position to deal with that. Why can't Miley Cyrus can't go on Overwatch? Because she's out of ammo, so she's just going to have to reload. Okay, Stu. So there are at least 2 more sectoids out there. And then, in addition to those 2 sectoids, we've also probably likely got... Well, we definitely have 1 mechtoid. So we've killed 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. There were at least 5 and then a mechtoid, so we've got at least 3 more targets. I have a feeling they're probably trying to draw us out into some sort of crossfire or get us to trick us into popping another pod. We're gonna take some conservative movements here and try to make certain that particular happenstance does not occur.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Hey, Stu, we'd like you to move, actually.
Heading there now.
Not hugely thrilled with your position. You can go on Overwatch. Jaden, buddy, there really is nowhere good for you to be, is there? I mean, both in life and in film. Let's bring you up here to this position. We may have you scout around outside in this hole in just a moment and see if there's something you can do to maybe help us out a little bit. Cougar, we're just going to bring you around the horn and consolidate our little fort that we've got going over here. I really wish we could make like a pillow or a blanket fort, because that would be lovely. We could just crawl inside there, take a nice little sort of mid-mission nap in our safety of our pillow fort. It would be really fun. Also, apparently there's something on the roof. Chrysalids on the roof? I mean, we checked that roof earlier with a battle scanner, and that roof was fucking clear. Just point that out. So, don't give me any roof bullshit. Alright, well, somebody has to go look, guys. Somebody's got to go take a peep. Jaden Smith, that someone should be you. What do you got? You have a sectoid that is linked to... Right there, that's a mectoid. He's right there. 71% chance for the kill. I'm going to take this shot.
Damn it, enemy is still alive.
We all noticed, Jaden. You probably should have kept that failure to yourself, because that was a pretty shameful miss, Jade. Pretty shameful miss. I don't think Sean Penn is going to be able to get a shot from here. Nope. It's going to be Overwatch for Sean Penn, then. So we've got to play this one very carefully.
I'm on the move.
We're going to have a mectoid probably coming up this ramp, and he's probably going to be side-linked, so we're going to need to take every sort of precaution we can get with as many people on Overwatch as possible to try and crack his shield when he comes around that corner.
Roger. I've got
He shouldn't be able to make it up there in a single move. It should require 2.
Stepping off.
And then we're going to need follow-up units, of course, who we can also take advantage of to sort of cap him off once we've got the shield down. That meld canister at this point is completely out of the question. Cougar, we're going to need you on Overwatch, buddy. Things would have been mildly different had Jaden Smith not missed a 71% chance to hit a punk-ass piece of shit sectoid. Miley Cyrus has no cover. That's unacceptable. Miley's got to get on Overwatch. So we have this sectoid who's got to move. On the plus side, Jaden's miss at least is going to prevent him from sort of staying where he is. And we have an idea of where the mectoid is now, so yeah, there he goes. Ah, he went the other way. Very interesting. That's unexpected. So he's right underneath us. Sectoid's just trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. If we have no one who can spot him, we're not going to get any shots at him. That's sort of goes without saying. If we could get... you know what? Okay, we have a very, very strange situation here. Jaden Smith has lightning reflexes, so if we jump him down there, I mean, he's going to be cool. We really just sort of need to get him vision on the mectoid, and then see what our chances like to panic it. So this is risky, but I'm still going to do it. The only real huge risk is if Jaden spawns another pod, or gets shot right here through lightning reflexes. I mean, that would suck mega dick. We got lucky, though, and it did not happen. Alright, what's your chance like to panic that guy? Better than your chance was to hit a shot that you missed, but that's still, to say, not particularly fantastic. Drake, you do not have run and gun, but you might be able to get vision on that guy. Question that poses is, what the hell else are you possibly going to get vision on? Because we would prefer that it was nothing. You know what, we may hold off on that. Tiger, how close can you get? Now, the thing to remember here is that Tiger has both Bombard. Oh, Tiger could theoretically get this done for us. Alright, we're going to have to take a chance here. Wait, that's not Tiger, that's Drake. Tiger, very tricksy, son. You almost fooled me there. Alright, so Tiger can't do it this turn. We can't make it happen this turn because I don't think anybody's going to be able to get a shot at that sectoid. I really don't. I would very much like to have a sniper here. Or I would love to have for Drake to have run and gun. If Drake had run and gun, that would be... Okay. Frankly, that would be huge right now. We could really make some solid use of that.
Enemy target in range.
That's real fucking bad, Drake. Those are all heavy floaters. Every single one. Well, this has gone fucking horribly awry. Alright, Jaden Smith, you're gonna have to go for the panic. Did it work? Well, he did panic. Haha, Jaden Smith is dead. Oh, lightning reflexes. Holy shit, that was huge. Jaden Smith really pulled us out of the... He really saved our bacon there, folks. That was a bacon saving right there. All of the bacon in the universe was just saved. An entire universe worth of bacon. Alright, so Sean Penn, you gotta get up here because we need you on Overwatch. Drake is gonna have to fall back because these floaters are... Well, we can't really deal with them at this point. We're gonna bring Drake in here in the hopes that... Yep, okay, good. That's actually perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Nicki Minaj, we're gonna need you up in the zone here. We gotta get you up ins, Nicki, because we're gonna need your help with these floaters. All we got up there is Miley, yeah, Cyrus. Miley is not gonna get it done for us. Hey, Stu, we need you in the vicinity because I have a feeling we're going to need your panic abilities. And I wouldn't mind having Chris Brown over here maybe for just a little extra Overwatch support.
Got it covered.
So, Miley? We we could run out there and go... You know what? No, it's a terrible idea. I was thinking we could run out there and do something aggressive with Miley, but that's just... It's not going to work. Sectoid's drawing some of our Overwatch. Very clever, sir, except, check and mate. Sean, No Angel Pin was there to drill you in the fucking head. Let's see how these heavy floaters come at us. At least it wasn't chrysalids. Honestly, if those had been chrysalids, that would have been far, far worse. Sean Penn with some reaction fire here. Nice, solid Overwatch output from Sean Penn. 2 shots, 2 hits. 18 aggregate damage, which is acceptable. So that was a double move. Intriguing. This is not bad for us. Tiger Woods, what's your hit chance like? Not fantastic. Sean Penn, what's your hit chance like? Pretty good. Ideally, though, we'd like to have you sort of on a backup Overwatch. Nicki Minaj, let's wheel and deal with you out here and see what your hit percentages are like. 251% is pretty solid. A Nicki Minaj on Overwatch, though, also wouldn't be a terrible thing. We do have anybody who could maybe hollow target. Oh, we've still got to deal with this guy. He's still there. Yeah. So, Jaden, what can you do for damage-wise? Well, it's something, which we've got to get something going. Really would prefer. We need. You know what, Tiger? We got to get Tiger down and into the fray here. We're gonna put Tiger next to this guy in the hopes that we can avoid having grenades thrown at us, because Tiger is close enough that he can cause that guy to theoretically hit his own unit. So Tiger's gonna take a shot here. Tiger did 1 fucking damage. Oh, and that guy gets reactive sensors despite being panicked? No, okay, they didn't actually trigger. Good, I was about to be very, very salty. Man, these heavy floaters are a very significant problem for us. Alright, Drake, you're gonna have to shoot this guy 3 times. And we need you to get some more damage than 1. I have a feeling that did no damage. That did 1 damage. This guy has the thing where the closer you are to him, the less damage you do. Being right up against him is terrible for trying to do damage to this unit. You're gonna hit, but you're gonna do almost nothing damage-wise. He's got the, I forget what it's called, ablative shielding or some shit, which is why none of that did anything at all. The problem is, since we're so close to this guy, you know what? No, give me 166% shot here, Nicki Minaj. We gotta get some hits. Nicely done. That's good damage. With these floaters right up in our grill like this, we can't dedicate the sort of firepower that we need to dedicate to killing these mechtoids. Or to killing this particular mechtoid. He's one of the elites. He's gonna have like 25 abilities if we look at him. No Angel. Yeah, we're gonna have Sean Penn start working this jump over. Brilliant kill, Sean Penn. That was fantastically done, sir. Get your ass on Overwatch. Chris Brown, we need you on Overwatch as well. So if you could advance and also Overwatch, that would be huge for us. Let's... do we want to have Miley go out and just take a little peeky-deeky here? Just take a little bit of a peep for us? Miley can't really help out at all against the mechtoid simply because he's got the close-range damage debuff thing. That really puts Miley in a vulnerable position, though. I'm not necessarily sure that's our best play. This shot with Jaden Smith I like. Let's see how much damage reduction he gets. Too goddamn much. Alright, so this guy, we're really going to have to work him over, probably with Nicki Minaj on our next turn. Nicki's heat warheads are going to be about the only thing we've got that can stop this guy at all. Let's just put Miley on Overwatch where she's at. We're going to need a turn to help deal with this guy. He really is a significant problem. That's a very powerful enemy. Those chrysalids have me so worried. If they roll up on our position while we're unprepared for them, it could go very, very badly for us. So Chris Brown taking a fine Overwatch shot. Nicely done, Chris Brown. I'm very proud of you. I know I said some things earlier that were not exactly completely courteous, Chris Brown, and for that I may have some small regrets, but... Interesting. Yeah, floaters are really going to start piling up here. Who's overwatching? Sean Penn, okay. If that guy comes down close to the ground, we've got an opportunity to do some, really work him over with, oh, please pile up into a wad, you guys. That would be, oh yeah, come on, keep doing it, keep doing it. Let me fuck all of your mouths at the same time with a nice little bit of proximity grenade and Kristen Stewart. This could be good for us. I know it looks bad, and that this mechtoid is still, of course, going to be a very, very serious problem. But we really could do some nice stuff here. Alright, so first things first, Tiger Woods, get over here. You're going to have to give me a proximity mine, Tiger, and as much as I would like to throw a proximity mine at that mechtoid and really ruin his shit, it's just not on the menu today, Chris. So where do we want to put this? I would like to hit 3 of them if possible, and also not destroy the log that we're using for cover. So let's put it right there. Boop! Alright, so we've got the proximity mine down. Now we're going to get K-Stew over here. And we got to get K-Stew to do that thing she do. First off, though, we got to get Nicki Minaj to see what Nicki can do specifically. Specifically, Nicki. You got to get over here. We really need you to light up this mechtoid for us with your heat ammo. We got to get some damage on this guy. You may still be too close, and that's unfortunate if you are. There we go. That's the kind of damage we need, Nicki. That second shot miss is real fucking bad for us, Nicki. That mechtoid is so tough, so tough. Alright, K-Stew. Let's get you over here, K-Stew. We're gonna need, I mean, there's no choice in what we're doing with Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart is absolutely detonating this proximity mine. That's a given. That's what she's got to do. There's gonna be one of these floaters that we do almost nothing to, though, because he's gonna be outside the blast zone. The other ones just got their fucking shit wrecked, though. So that leaves, what? 2. One of which is very badly injured. The other one, which is fairly significantly injured. Alright, what can we do as far as working over this mechtoid? We got Chris Brown. You're still there. That's fine. Drake, you're not going to be able to do much to the mechtoid from where you're at. Drake has got to move. So here's what we're going to do with Drake. We're going to bring Drake over in this vicinity and try and get him close to these 2 floaters and perhaps kill one of them, and then we can have him turn around and rapid fire from a little bit longer distance at our friendly neighborhood mechtoid there. We're going for the easier shot. We're going to take the 75% first. We need this, Drake. Nicely done. That's a good start, sir. I'm pleased with your We needed, frankly, Drake, we needed both shots here at the mechtoid. We really kind of needed that. 3 damage. This guy is fucking invulnerable. Do we have anybody who can mind fray? We're gonna need a mind fray on that guy if we plan to have anyone survive the turn. Jaden Smith, I mean, I know you have a shotgun that theoretically could do some nice work for us. Also, I would very much love to give you an opportunity to use your in the zone ability, but frankly, I don't think it's in the cards. Chris Brown, oh, it's so bad. So we've got, alright, Jaden, we have no choice here. This guy is going to come off panic this turn, so it's got to be mind frayed. We've got to limit its mobility as much as we can and give it as big of a penalty to hit as possible. We also got to kill those 2 floaters. Sean Penn has a reasonable... Alright. Reasonable may have been overstating the case. When I say reasonable, I mean reasonable for Sean Penn, which is... Oh, that was really big, Chris Brown.
X-ray down.
Maybe Chris has taken my criticisms to heart. Do you think that perhaps that's exactly what happened? That Chris realizes that the whole tossing the battle scanner on the roof thing really kind of boned us? Speaking of boned us, I don't want to say that you completely boned us, but you completely fucking boned us. That was a terrible, terrible miss, sir. Alright, we gotta do something that is frankly stupid with Miley Cyrus, but at this point we have no choice. So we're gonna bring Miley over here and try to get her behind this floater so that she can take him down. I don't think she's gonna be able to kill him. The thing we would like to do is just make sure that that floater can't flank any of our troopers. 20%. We're effectively 20% to not get somebody shot on our next turn. Okay. So the 20%, that's going to go badly. That guy's falling back, but he's still going to shoot at somebody. Looks like Miley, yeah, Cyrus. On the plus side, he won't be able to kill any of our troopers, but we do still have that Mechtoid, who's a significant problem. If those two can combine damage on one unit, there's a better than even chance they take him down. That miss was significant. That was a big key miss for us. Double key miss, so the Mechtoid, clearly the smoke from this blaze he's standing in, has caused him some problems. And the fact that the floater chose to shoot at Drake, that's really the perfect outcome. We couldn't have asked for a better alien turn, and by that I mean a worse use of their company resources. Now, we do have a problem here, and that reactive sensors is going to trigger. We need someone to take that who's not going to die. Not you. Jaden Smith, is there anywhere we can get you to full cover? Yes, we can just put you right back where you were a moment ago. Alright, well, let's do that. We're going to put Jaden in full cover. Jaden's going to re-panic this guy. We may have to just keep this guy locked down for, like, the foreseeable future until we can pile on enough damage to kill him. Because, holy shit, this guy has ridiculous defense. Jaden Smith is the perfect unit to do that with, though, because comboed with his lightning reflexes, he's going to make that reactive sensors miss almost every single time. So, I mean, that's going to work out for us. Let's get a nice little double tap here from Tiger Cougar Woods. Getting better damage since we're not within 4 tiles of that unit any longer. We're getting some I'm not going to say good damage, but we're getting better damage. This guy still has an absolutely absurd amount of damage resistance. I mean, he's more damage resistant than, I don't know, let's say, Mickey Rourke's face. If you've ever seen Mickey Rourke's face, you know that's a face that's taken a lot of fucking punishment over the course of its career. I mean, that's a face that's taken some fucking beatings.
Moving.
And I gotta say, this guy, if you hit him with Mickey Rourke's face, he would just shrug it off and laugh. Mickey Rourke's face is no fucking match for this guy. Speaking of which, Miley yeah, Cyrus, 5 damage from her breaching ammo is actually pretty good. Nikki, could you please finish this big prick off for us? That'd be real nice, Nikki. Real nice. Nikki getting 8 from the heat ammo. And that second shot, Nikki just loves to miss with the second shot. She can't ever seem to double up. Sean Penn, go ahead and take an initial shot here. This could theoretically get a kill. It did not. But that's okay, because we have a method to get this kill. Yeah, well, I don't care if Kristen Stewart can see it or not. She can still destroy him. Very close to Drake damage on this, but I'm going to trust Kristen's judgment. She's also going to blow up this log. There we go. So, log destroyed, but also Mechtoid destroyed. That's a very, very significant threat to our team, eliminated pretty damn early on. So we're going to take a turn to reload, restock, sort of recoup. We got a number of troopers who are lower on ammo than I would like. And I definitely want to try and regroup back here in the old ship's butthole, so we're going to be heading that way. Those chrysalids, man. They're real. They're here. They may or may not be queer, but, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, just that it rhymes, which is why I said it. We got to be ready for it. We're going to take another conservative turn here. It's just going to be mostly reloading, repositioning. Yeah, I want you in this corner immediately. Cut down those... Oh, shit. This is a very, very large problem. So yeah, definitely can't stay where she is. That's an absolute 100% given. Miley yeah, Cyrus has got to move. Now on the plus side, please tell me we have Kristen Stewart still available this turn. Okay, these chrysalids, I should say okay a couple more times, because things may turn out okay, and I just want everyone to know that things may be okay. We can do some interesting stuff here. Kristen Stewart might be able to hit him from where she's at. It would be one of the greatest throws of all time. I mean, in the history of the XCOM project, this may turn out to be one of the most fantastic grenades that has ever been thrown.
Grenade!
All because Miley yeah, Cyrus was looking for some cover. Okay, not necessarily the greatest shot in the history of XCOM, but a fine shot nonetheless. So yeah. Can't really get much out of yeah. Drake could probably get a large number of kills for us. Jaden Smith, which one can you see? Yeah, you have a bad shot. So we've got Drake, we've got Sean Penn, we've got Jaden Smith, and we've got the Yeah. Yeah is definitely not going to be where she's at right now. That's simply a thing that's going to happen. We could dash up. Okay, we have two options here. One, flamethrower. Flamethrower probably kills them all and possibly panics this guy. The risk with the flamethrower is we have to advance on the enemy, and it's not out of the question. It is unlikely. I'm going to say it's unlikely, but not out of the question that we trigger another pod. Alternatively, we could run up and throw the EMP, which, again, has some pretty interesting potential. I don't really think it's to our best benefit. Let's go with the flamethrower. The one true drawback to the flamethrower move here is I'm actually quite worried that the flamethrower locks up the mission, because it could easily lock up the mission, so we're going to have to hope that doesn't happen. Fantastic damage, and we did kill 4. Alright, so we killed everyone we hit with it, which means that the lockup is pretty unlikely. Yeah, my dear, it's a good thing that you are fast as shit, because you have got to get the hell out of Dodge. If anybody's going to get punched by that guy, we want it to definitely be Drake. We could move Jaden Smith to here, but frankly, that's closer than I would like Jaden to sort of what's going down in this situation. So I think we're going to be a little more conservative with Jaden. Now, of course, the Chrysalids don't have guns, so cover isn't really a huge concern for us. I would he can see the enemy. He could take a shot, it's just going to be a bad one. And I could take a flush shot for a better chance to hit, but I'm not going to do that for fear that Jaden will actually unintentionally cause the alien to move closer to us. We would prefer to not do that. I mean, everyone's a little bit attracted to Jaden Smith. You know what? 281% chances. There's a good chance Sean Penn straight up gets the kill here. 2 hits and this guy's dead. Alright, well, we don't even have to worry about it, because Sean Penn is a goddamn hero. Way to be, Sean Penn. What I was saying, Jaden, of course, not an unattractive fellow, so it would stand to reason that the aliens might want to be in Jaden's vicinity. I mean, anyone who sees Jaden loves Jaden. That's the Jaden paradigm. To see him is to love him. And who can't not love that face? He's just so cute. And misguided. It's really quite an adorable combination. Can't help but notice our episode's run a little long here, so I think what we're going to do is try and just regroup our forces, get everybody back into position as best as we can, and once that's finished, we'll probably go ahead and get things sort of closed out. Let's get everybody back into position. We have done some pretty reasonable work so far.
Reloaded.
3 pods down. Or was that just 2 pods? Oh, no, we had floaters, too. So we had floaters, pod of floaters, sectoid, and the titanomectoid pod there, which I gotta say, those mectoids are really becoming a problem. Not because their offense is fantastic, as you saw. That guy actually took 2 very close-range shots at some of our units and came up empty. Now, granted, they are difficult to hit because both of them are mech troopers with pretty high defense, but still, 2 very close, almost point-blank shots, and the guy got fucking nothing. It's like he was shooting at a carnival where the carny has the gun rig, so the sight pulls 6.5 feet to the left.
Overwatch.
Never trust a carny, by the way. Just, you can't trust them. Can't trust a carny. They're just not trustworthy. They'll steal your candy apples, and if you leave while they're around, they'll straight up move in and squat in your house. I mean, they'll steal your house.
Orders confirmed.
That episode of The Simpsons where it had the guy Jim Varney as the carny on there, yeah, that was based on real-life events, actually. Jim Varney once did that when he worked as a carny. He just invaded and straight up squatted in somebody's house and refused to leave. Little known fact, also, Jim Carney had a son named Spike. That also based on real events. All right, so let's get our defense set up. We've got some mutons down in that central area of the ship, which I guess if this is the ship's rectum, that would make this little corridor sort of the taint area, and then this would be either the, well, you know what? I think this is clearly then the urethra of the vessel. Nice long straight corridor through which things are designed to flow. I clearly think that's the urethral area. And I think before we invade that urethral area, we're gonna take a little bit of cautious move and try and get Nicki Minaj the hell where we need her. Everybody's reloaded though, so we're in a reasonably good shape. Let's get yeah, Cyrus up here and on Overwatch if possible. Is possible. K-Stu, you're on Overwatch detail as well. No, Jaden, I think we'll just have you stay where you are and go ahead and get your reload on. And I'm actually quite hesitant to put him around there because I don't want to see around that corner. Jaden is going with the sort of the no object permanence method, much like a 4 or 5-year-old. If it can't be seen, then it doesn't exist, because Jaden hasn't yet fully assimilated the concept of object permanence. Which explains a lot of his tweets. I mean, seriously, go back and look at some of Jaden Smith's last tweets, and tell me if they don't make a whole hell of a lot more sense once you realize that Jaden Smith has not yet fully internalized the concept of object permanence. Try it, seriously, try it. You'll see, I'm telling you. It really explains a lot about Jaden and who he is once you come to that realization. Jake's gonna be on Overwatch for us, and assuming no aliens sprint around this corner and kill 5 guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. So let's see what happens. Yeah, you and Tiffany, neither one of you think you're alone ever. In Tiffany's case, though, you know, she actually didn't think she was alone, and she wasn't alone. Tiffany highly sought after in the 80s. Anyway, that's going to complete things. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, including the thrilling fucking conclusion to this fairly routine raid on a crashed large UFO, consider subscribing as well. We'll see you again soon.